Alrighty, we are here today with an update video from Victorious. This was the Rhine review I did where I mainly talked about playing as a six stack and how different ways you can work on your teamwork and trying to get your team on the same page. So they sent a new VOD in, but they called this the Busan Redemption Arc because the last one was Busan. This one's Busan again. They do manage to eke out a win, but I think this goes 3 rounds. So I'm excited to see how this one turns out. It's playing on a team takes a very long time to start really getting into like a rhythm and a flow and working out the kind of kinks that come with playing new with people and getting everyone on the same page. So this is I'm not expecting a drastic change from the first game because it takes I would say about a month before you guys really start ironing out all the kinks. And then realistically about 2 months before you really are killing it.
I have to play headstand, I'm
So
guessing.
I kind of want a
let's have
Zarya
a
and
look.
then pharmacy and then no, not a Zarya. Never mind.
All right, so you start off on Mecha Base. And you're starting with Farah, aren't you? This is the one Busan map I wouldn't run a Farah on because you're so limited in Hypebox by the fact that it's all indoors. But let's take a look. So you've got Ryan Diva, that's okay. Zen Mercy, that's good. McCree Farah, honestly not too bad. If I was playing Mecha Base, I would probably swap this out for a Junkrat because you get so many tiny little hallways where people end up grouping up that you could just get so much spam damage. And there's so many little flanks at those initial chokes before you get to kind of the point area where you can tire them from where they won't see it coming that it's a little bit rougher to play as fair. It's not impossible, but it's definitely rougher. Oh my god, you're up against Liz Khalifa. That's amazing. Alrighty.
My new room.
So not a bad comp. Not what I would recommend for Mecha Base. The other two, this would be a much better comp, but you're very limited as Farah in getting good positioning and good kind of locations. So you push off top, that's good.
Okay, so we're going, you said this way?
Yep, exactly.
Alright, so you go to the back way.
Ryan, Discord.
That's
He's up.
good.
You can get on him.
Alright, so the run gets bubbled.
Ash on the right, Ash on the-
Huge! Alright. This was really good. Really good play. I like what I'm seeing already. This is actually a huge improvement.
Ryan, Discord.
Good call, right? Immediately, off the bat. Rhine is Discord. That lets the team know to focus the Rhine. And then,
He's half. You can.
boom, he's half, right? That gives you even more incentive to go full aggro. Now, they are running Rhine Zarya, and you're running Rhine Diva. So your Diva has to play a little bit passive, because otherwise she's going to farm, or feed even, this Zarya's ult charge. And the other thing is you have to be very careful in your Rhine v Rhine matchups because if you start swinging and then he gets bubbled, you're going to feed their Zarya charge, you're going to melt even quicker, and then he's going to be able to swing on you for free because you don't have any kind of damage mitigation in terms of bubbles. So I like that you're a bit more passive here until you're really close, and then by that
Ash
point,
on the right, Ash on the right.
Rhine is already destroyed. Nice fire strike. Your McCree is popping off. You had a good stun on that freaking Rhine.
Okay,
Alright, now you're half, so you're just pushing in, taking space.
Start
Watch
going
out
for
for
that
that
Ash and
Ash.
clean him up.
Oh my god, I am low.
Yeah, you'll be good. Hang on.
Dynamite, dynamite, go on, dynamite.
Vic, shield up. Get that Zen. Good kill.
I didn't
Nice.
fucking know anything.
Alright, so
Reinhardt's far.
once you did much better of like winning the fight, getting to the point, capping the point. We'll see how this continues, but last time your objective presence was really weak and your kind of team fight flow was pretty rough. So now that you've capped, what you realistically want to do is move up to this area here. And this is for kind of two reasons. One, you don't want them to walk in and get the high ground for free, especially when they have an Ashe Hanzo, I think is what they ended up running, and a Zarya, because then you're just going to start eating a lot of damage and you're going to be screwed. You're going to have to move to a position you don't want to be in. You're going to get destroyed. If they come lower on this right side over here, right, if you still have the high ground advantage, you can push onto them. You can just send your Diva to contest a point, to bait them around a little bit. And then if they come from under, you just drop on their heads and murder them. So there's kind of set holding points and rotations that most teams, as you climb, kind of start to familiarize with. Because like right now you have baby diva. You don't even have a full diva. So you kind of want to count this as if you're a player down. But you also don't want to play so passively that you're just going to give up the point. It's much better to waste 10 to 15% fighting up here and losing than to fight on point, lose, and only, stall it out for an extra 5-10%. At the end of the day, they're probably going to retake this at least once. And so what you want to do is maximize how much you get before they're able to retake it.
Our head without his team. Push, push.
Alright.
He's backing up. No, he isn't. He's...
Nice fire strike.
I'm about to have ult.
They already popped his bubble,
Break
so you
that
can be a
shield.
little bit more...
Oh shit, Hanzo on the left.
Hanzo left.
Alright, so you're one down.
I've got
There's
ult.
no way I can res that.
Nice fire strike. Oh, unlucky. I don't know if I would have shattered yet. So the time to shatter, you didn't have ult,
No, he isn't.
right? Because you have Zarya bubble out, Zarya friendly bubble out.
I'm about to have ult.
So Zarya has no bubbles now, so she can't stop anything from ult. Like she won't stop your ult at all. And then the Rhine is kind of back.
Break that shield. Oh shit, Hanzo on the left.
Hanzo left.
Alright, but then you're kind of kiting back. You get a nice fire strike.
I've got
There's
ult.
no way I can res that.
But by this point, Zarya's getting bubbles back. Yeah. And then... So not only does she bubble her Rhine, which was really big, because then you can get counter shattered, but the Rhine also blocked your shatter. So try to start working on tracking certain cooldowns, especially Zarya projected bubbles. Even Zarya personal bubbles should kind of be called out, so that way you know when you can start really getting aggro. Because if that Zarya's high charge and she still has her bubbles, that's going to be a very high risk attempt to hurt her. But if she's used up all her bubbles, then she's a lot more of a glass cannon.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, so you forced out Coalescence. Ballsy. Really ballsy res from your team. They did pop Trance to kind of keep the Mercy alive while resing you, but they have Ashe and Hanzo and Zen, I want to say. So odds are they're going to be able to kill your Mercy through
Fighting.
Trance. Holy crap, they didn't. You're...
Hanzo behind us.
Alright, so that's not your problem already. Hanzo is behind, yes, and that sucks for you, but you need to be stopping the majority of the damage that's coming into your team right now.
He's low, he's low.
Down.
He's down, he's down. Yep.
Charging.
There's an
Discord.
action point.
Huge.
She fell.
Huge pin.
Nice.
Just as Zen behind their point. Ryan's back. Ryan's
It
back.
doesn't-
Ryan's back. Shadowed. Back away from the door.
Huge.
Okay.
Okay.
So you saw the Zen and you don't go after him, and that's completely fine because as Ryan you don't want to. But then the Reinhardt came back. But you just killed the Moira, you just killed the Zarya, you just killed the Ashe. Like he's not gonna have a lot of backup. If anything, I would have gone in on that Ryan. Like bump it. Just go in, murder the crap out of that Ryan, right? Because he's out of position. If he's all the way at this choke, right?
She fell. Never mind.
So all that's left right now is a 70 HP Zen. That's all you have left, and I think this Ashe, which is about to die.
Just
All
as Zen
right.
behind their.
So this Reinhardt is here, and what support does he have? He doesn't have any bubbles. He's not going to get big heals. He's just going to get Harmony, which you have, but you also have a Mercy on you. So like you should just go murder this guy.
Point. Ryan's
Because
back.
he's not going to pressure this because he's alone. He'd be feeding his brains out if he came out here and got
Ryan's
murked.
back. Shadowed. Back away from the door.
Okay. I need.
So now I don't get where you're trying to hold, but I don't like it. You want to be up here. You don't want to let them just walk in for free. I don't know if you're actually still on Farah or not, but you want to be making them pay for every step they take, and especially because once they're up here, it's such an easy like fire strike farm that there's no reason for you to be back this far. You're at full health. You've got your whole team.
He's over here.
Right side?
You don't need to be scouting.
Just sounds like
I'm gonna
this.
hide
Maybe
up
they're
in
coming
here.
below.
You've got you've got other people who can scout much better than you, and you need to be in a strong position no matter which way they push, as opposed to being all the way down here. They're up top. Well, they've just walked in for free because all that's up here is your diva. So ideally, if you're not gonna directly hold at the choke, you want to be around here, this kind of little area. And then if they start pushing lower, well, you've got the high ground. You can go from here, then you can rotate up to here, and then if you need a touch point, you can drop down, right? But being all the way down here, if they're up here, you're just giving them all this space for free.
Hello?
You fucking heard that too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're below. They're below.
Yeah, they're all below. I'm hiding up in here. Hold them in there. If you got a big ult, now's the time.
Oh my god,
I was trying to pick up Rob.
That's a bit unlucky. But you guys were. This is something that normally a coach would really help you do. Is they go through each match, each map, each area of the map, and they give you kind of set positions and rotations. And so this is something that comes with time. But like your Zen being down here is very risky. There's no need. He could be up here doing the exact same job, but have a lot more cover and be a lot safer. Right? Because you guys don't have set positions yet, and you don't have set rotations, it's a lot harder. And in these kind of chaotic fights where they do something unexpected, you don't have an answer. And it's not that you don't know what to do, but you guys aren't all on the same page, so then you get in trouble. Like, if you all were holding up here and they came in, that would be fine. If your Zen was up here, right, he would still have more cover. He'd have the little health pack that's right here. He'd still be able to spam. He'd still be able to heal you, and he wouldn't be in like direct line of fire. So kind of working out where you want your team to be in between fights, like after you've won the fight, where do you guys want to hold? Where is it you want to set up? And then if they push from up here, where do you rotate? Where do your healers go? If they push from down here, where do you rotate? Where do your healers go? If they push from here, and just kind of having a general answer. Obviously, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. But it makes these fights a lot easier to either win and or lose cleanly. Because right now you're at 60% and they don't have any. Realistically, there's going to be a point where they just out-ult you and take the point. That's fine. Because eventually you'll re-out-ult them, you'll take it, and then you'll win. But if you start playing scattered and they have really good holding positions that make it hard for you to come in without bleeding out, then you're going to kind of struggle here.
Nice, Dom.
Sorry,
Clutch.
one.
Your Mercy has some balls, dude.
Sorry's one.
Zarya Discord.
No, don't charge.
Oh my god, fuck.
What?
Zarya bubble. Get out of here.
Alright, damn it. We need to see your ults.
Zarya Discord.
Ah, shit.
Damn, dude.
Ah, shit.
Got it. Alright. So you used Bomb, you used Barrage, you have Trance, you're halfway to Valk. And so really all you have to work with is Trance and Shatter. And let's see, what did they use? They used Grav, they used Shatter, they used Dragons, they used Bob. I don't know if they used either support ults. I don't think they coalesced, and I don't think they beat dropped. So realistically, what you need to do is force these ults out by like botting the Lucio and or making sure you shatter both of them, which is a bit unrealistic.
Oh my god, fuck.
What?
Zarya bubble. Get out of here.
Yeah, no, she fucked
Alright,
me
I'm
over.
gonna
Wait, you
stop
can
a
just
little
buy as
bit.
much time as you can.
Use the extra time.
Alright, reset.
Hold, but don't trickle. Don't trickle. Don't trickle. Don't trickle. Don't trickle.
Reset.
I'm stopped. I'm stopped.
Alright, I got ult for their.
Don't
No,
go,
they-
don't go. Oh,
They
yeah.
used their grab last push, so.
This is Arya coming to our right.
She's
I don't
charged.
know.
Oh my god.
We're only 5.
Okay,
Don't-
we need to back further out,
coming.
further out, further out.
All right, good call.
I'm here,
Good
I'm
job trying to get your team all
Okay,
corralled.
we're gonna go up the stairs.
What else are they gonna? What else are they gonna have? Beat.
Oh.
They're
That's
not
good.
gonna have
Dragon?
Reinhardt. I have
Nope,
mine though.
nope,
Back up.
No Bob. No Bob.
No Bob.
Ryan Discord. Ryan down. Let's
Nice.
go.
We gotta pick. We gotta pick.
Huge. Huge.
Okay, I'm gonna try and distract Moira.
Lucio
Sit
one.
down.
Okay,
Oh,
sit down.
Wow.
Moira.
Ah,
Okay,
that's-
Hanzo
dead.
down.
Keep
That
fighting.
Hanzo
Keep
guy's
fighting.
ult
They're down the
again.
right
Dragon's
tank.
Moira down.
Need heals. Need heals. Going in.
All right, so
Got
now
you.
you need to be on point. Like that was a bit chaotic, but now you just need to play point until you
Over
recap it.
there.
I'm coming from underpass.
Huge pin.
Okay, I think Zarya panic ult.
Damn, unlucky that they got the diva, but you
This
need
is
to
still
just be
definitely in our
swinging.
favor.
Okay, Zarya down.
No.
Trying to get that Ash.
There's an Ash behind. I'm gonna burn down. Ryan's 1.
And then there's a Tracer now too.
Oh my god, fuck.
Huh. So a fight you guys should have easily won. You ended up losing. And this was kind of a sloppy fight the whole way, because you start this fight at like 3:30, and it's been a minute, and you don't have more than like a little bit over half of the point. So let's have a look.
Beat.
All right.
They're
That's
not
good.
gonna have
Dragon?
Reinhardt. I have
Nope,
mine though.
nope,
Back up.
No Bob. No Bob.
No Bob.
Ryan Discord.
Huge. Like already you're on a huge start.
Ryan down. Let's go.
We gotta pick. We gotta pick.
So the Moira faded, which is unlucky. You get the Zarya.
Okay, I'm gonna try and distract
You
Moira.
don't
one-
focus
Oh,
the
yeah.
Zarya. Right? She's the only one that got hit with your slam.
Ryan Discord.
So
Run
there's
down,
no
let's go.
bubbles
Pick,
coming
we gotta
out
pick.
or anything. You miss her with the fire strike, and then you
Okay, I'm gonna
you
try
hear the
and
coalescence, and
distract
so you
Moira.
completely
one
ignore it,
Oh,
which is
wow.
fine. I think zoning out this coalescence and maybe letting your team clean up would be okay, but you don't need both you and your diva 2v1ing a coalescing Moira. Like the Zarya is still alive right now, and she's still got charge, and you get the Lucio, so now they're really not going to be able to run away. All right, so then you drop your Zen, which means you've only got Mercy for heals, but they drop their Hanzo, so they're down damage.
Okay,
Hanzo's
Hanzo
dead.
down.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting. They're down the right
Dragons
tank
are
still.
down.
Need heals. Need heals. Going in.
We gotta check that Ash over there.
I'm coming
So Zarya is still alive and kicking.
from underpass.
And one of the things you need to do is to call out focuses on certain targets. And so high charge Zarya should always be someone that needs to die. Because especially if their bubbles are down, they put out so much damage that if you just let them get unchecked, they get grabbed stupidly fast, which is what ends up happening later. So you get the Moira. Zarya is still half. Alright, their Lucio's back. Zarya is
Okay, I think
50
Zarya's
HP.
critical.
Right? You could see her health. Maybe
This
if
is
I
still
can.
definitely in our favor.
Alright, so the Zarya's half. She was 50. And this is kind of on both these guys as well for not finishing it. But no one has made a call that Zarya is super low, that Zarya needs to be focused, Zarya needs to die. And so throughout this whole fight, realistically, this Zarya has just gotten away with so much. And this is the reason you lose this fight right here, honestly. Out of everything else that happens, this Zarya just staying alive for an extra 2 minutes more than she really had any right to is what cost this.
Okay, I think Zarya panic ult. This is still definitely in our favor.
Okay, Zarya down.
Alright, so you get the pin, or the shatter, but, okay, Zarya died. But now they've just kind of come back, and they're dragging this fight out a lot longer than it should have been.
Trying to get that Ash.
There's an Ash
So you
behind,
managed to
I'm
pin
gonna
the
burn
Lucio. You didn't really need to pin, you could have just swung twice and got him, and saved your pin to counter.
down. Ryan's 1.
And then there's a Tracer now too.
Oh my god, fuck.
Alright, and then you get farmed, and then you lose.
Damn.
Okay, one more push.
So this It's the whole reason for that loss. Right here. No one, of course it's fucking Liz Khalifa. But no one called to focus. No one said, hey, this Zarya shattered. Kill her first. She can't move. Hey, the Zarya's alone on point. Kill her. She's got no bubbles. Hey, the Zarya's 50 HP. Kill her. Right? So realistically, what she probably was at the beginning of this fight was 30% ult charge, maybe. And then she was able to farm up a whole nother grav because everyone just let her live at high charge.
Reset. Dom, don't spray. Stay with the team. Alright, we take top, we go through, we go down, we take the
We
point.
all here?
Yep.
Ryan is right there.
Ryan Discord.
You should have ult.
Tracer
Pressuring
behind.
shield. Tracer behind.
Yeah, I'm
I
on
have ult
fire.
now.
Tracer low.
Gotta get.
Oh my god, I missed.
Tracer recall down.
Yeah, and the
Please get
Zarya's just
her
going
Let's
to
not
melt
let her
you.
off
distract
me.
us.
5 seconds, get a point. 5 seconds, get a point.
Huge pin. Unlucky that it gets bubbled. Team's probably going to get shattered. Or you're going to get melted. Yeah, so, I mean, even at that fight, the Zarya literally walked past everything to melt you up here and wasn't punished.
Tracer
Pressuring
behind.
shield. Tracer behind.
Alright, so y'all get on
I
fire.
have ult now.
Zarya's left. Zarya is isolated here, right? The Moira is trying to heal up the Rhine, who's very hurt. The Lucio is trying to heal up the Rhine, who's very hurt. This is when this needs to be called. Like, what can protect her right now besides her bubble? Absolutely nothing. So either she has to lose the ground where she can actually do any realistic damage to you, or she dies.
Tracer low.
Gotta get.
And this isn't necessarily on you
Oh
to
my
call
God.
because you're trying to prevent the shatter. So you're making the right call and trying to get their Rhine down.
God, I missed.
Tracer recall down.
All right, so she's got no bubble now on or projected, and she's still up here just fine. She's gonna walk right by, melt you for another 200, 300 health because you're also being healed throughout this, and this is why she's getting grav so freaking often.
Please get her
Like
ult.
their whole team is over here. Zarya is here. This should be feeding her brains out. But your team isn't punishing this, and so she's just getting away with it.
Let's not let her
Please get her off
distract
me.
us.
5 seconds, get a point. 5 seconds, get a point.
Good pin, unlucky. If anything, I would have tried to go for the environmental here. Instead of the charge. But yeah, you're in the middle, you're going to get munted.
I'm down.
And you get shattered. Your Mercy has the biggest
It's
balls.
our only chance.
Oh,
That
fuck.
goddamn shield.
Just swing your hammer, swing your hammer.
Okay, I'm on my way back with ult.
Contest.
and I'm just
Contest.
gonna-
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, and that's going to be
Next
that
round.
round. So if I was watching this as a coach, my first thing would be like stop, like just focus the Zarya first and foremost out of everything.
Tracer, man.
Yeah, like, I think they're.
All right, so now you're on downtown. Much better fair map. You might even want an Ashe or a Widow.
Their dynamites were pretty good, and that was like if we got a dynamite on all of us while we were.
I guess that means we should split up a bit.
Watch out.
That's a Widowmaker.
Widow.
Watch those
Alright.
sightlines.
Oh, she's going to snipe for me then.
Yeah, stay in cover the best you can when you're flying.
They're up
They're all
top,
top.
right
Oh, that's
above
a-
us.
All right, so right there you knocked someone off, and the call should be to kill whoever the hell you knocked off. I don't know who it was. I think it was the
That's a
Ashe.
Widowmaker.
Widow.
Watch those sightlines.
Oh, she's going to snipe for me then.
Yeah, stay in cover the best you can when you're flying.
They're up
Someone just got knocked off. I don't know who the hell that was.
They're all
top,
top.
right
Oh, that's
above
a
us.
bad.
I think
Go
it's the
Lucio.
Ashe.
We need someone that can get up there. Nice,
Reinhardt
nice. They're down the
low.
Rhine.
Oof.
Lucio's low.
Okay,
I'll
I'm gonna
discord
go
him.
after the widow.
Lucio down.
Nice. You got 2 picks.
With, well, Zarya.
There you go. Call for the
The
Zarya.
Ashe is dead.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Focus
Zarya.
the
Widow's
Zarya.
behind us.
Zarya personal down.
There you go. There you go.
Where's that
Once you
Moira?
started focusing, you're doing a lot
Widow's
better.
on our staircase.
Yeah, dive on that.
Nice. Good shot. Good shot.
Nice.
Let's move forward. I want to be up at their choke.
There you go.
Okay.
I like this. I like this.
Let's keep someone on these
I'm gonna
railings
go to the
area.
other side.
There, I'll go up
Oh
there.
yeah, they're coming through this side.
Left
I
side?
saw Ryan
Left,
over.
left.
I'm hiding up here.
Sorry,
Everyone knows
Discord.
where I am though. And Ash knows where I am too. They're gonna come snipe us from up top there.
There are main tanks left. Reinhardt's over here.
Okay.
Alright, so you rotate to meet, that's fine.
I just
Try
don't
and
want to.
knock,
Widow's
try and
on
knock
top,
them off.
Widow's
Yeah,
on
they're
top.
all on this side.
I don't have ult for you
Bubbles
guys.
are coming out.
That was a nice
Nice
snipe.
fire strike.
Fuck.
Unlucky. What?
Coming.
Ryan, Discord.
Alright, you gotta watch out for shatter soon.
No way.
Unlucky that was a little bit too late.
Oh my god.
Ryan 1.
Right down.
Zarya bubble. Bubble down.
I'm on her. I'm on her.
She's low. She's low.
She's down.
Alright, nice. So
What is
in the last round, that Zarya would have lived after that. So the fact that you guys are actually like, even though yeah she got your Zen, she's also not farming up ult every single fight.
Fine. On this one.
Lucio down.
Get that Moira.
Oh, she's up on the.
Wait,
right,
shield,
ramp,
shield
ramp.
your Ana. You can be more
Oh,
defensive.
yeah. Okay. Ryan's sleeping? Oh, fuck, he's not. I was a goof.
Huge block.
Nice block.
Wow, how did I live through this?
So you're probably gonna.
Oh fuck.
I was gonna say you're probably gonna lose this, but the fact you get it to
Oh,
85,
Moira's still
86 means you just need to win once.
Ryan in.
Just shoot.
here. Okay, Zarya's already low.
Oh shit, I don't have ult.
You're good, you're
Nice.
Get that Lucio.
Widow's to the
Wow,
right. To the
baguette.
right. Widow's to the right.
Yeah, just fucking murder them all.
good. Sleeping? Oh,
Oh,
well, we have to kill him. Yeah,
well-
we have to kill him.
There's 4 of us in that ball, and she sniped me first. Why?
Get that Ryan.
Why does she hate me?
Got the Ryan before the beat drop.
Lucio. Discord. Ball next. They have to. Nice. That was good.
Alright, so the one thing I really will say is that compared to the first round, the main major difference between that last round and this round are your comms. You guys were calling so much more this second round for some reason. I don't know if this was y'all's first game of the day, you needed a little warm up, but there have been a lot more and better calls on things like Zarya bubbles, who to focus, who is low, where the enemy is at, where they're rotating to, where the Widow is, right? And all of these have made such a huge impact in this game, right? Like no one, I mean, Baguette has been popping off like nobody's fucking business. But I would say half the reason Baguette has been able to pop off is because he knows where everything is, what's going on, who is where, right? He doesn't have to try to work out who to focus. He can just, turn off his brain and click on whoever's name is being yelled.
Much better, much better.
So, crispy round.
That was a
I
very
imagine
good
you will
round.
win this.
Yeah, holy shit!
I was
Talk about
gonna
nice
die.
shit.
I was gonna die, and then I killed everybody.
An
I
electric
really
cowboy.
thought you were gonna complain about that, Nano, because you usually do.
No,
like, oh,
I
why
don't
me?
think I want to be
No,
Farah.
because I was like, I'm
Okay.
gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna
Okay.
get pretty countered pretty
Alright,
hard.
so you swap off Farah for Soldier. That's fine. You have Zen Enna now. This is a little bit rougher, but with the comps they have been running, this should be okay. And so the reason I say this is rougher is for one of two reasons. If they go dive, these guys are fucked, right? Because one, they'll get isolated by Winston Bubble, zap down. Two, Anna's heals can get completely negated by a diva. But upside is this does give you a lot of damage and a lot of a lot of heals and a lot of utility in that you get trance and you get discord. Bit crazy that you have gold damage, but you've been a very aggro Rhine and your team has kind of allowed that and they've helped you do that, so not really a worrying indication. Baguette's been cleaning up what they need to. Item was, even if they weren't killing a lot of stuff, which they were doing okay, playing as Farah can provide enough of a distraction that gets value in that they're looking for the Farah, and then your McCree or you beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, soldier works. Just make sure to move with the team, though.
Make sure to drop that.
Alrighty.
So I'm not gonna complain about it.
Okay, I want to go around the left side here, not into the point. Yeah, where Rose is going.
There you
Okay.
go.
I'll hang out at the window and give support from there.
Okay, they're going through.
Ryan's
the
directly on the postage. We have a Moira? I don't know why I called
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna go over
Alright,
here.
so they have a Reaper.
Careful,
and you
there's
just
a
completely ignored him.
The Ryan's
Risky business, dude. You've been very ballsy, but they're gonna start punishing that.
dead.
I'm
So
gonna
the Reaper's right here. So already he's almost got line of sight on you if you push up and
Go-
you keep pushing up. Right now, you're in the, I don't know why this quality dropped so much, but you're in the part of the fight where the point hasn't even unlocked yet. It is completely fine, especially since you have Soldier McCree, for you guys to just hold up here and rain down death on him. So it's good that you're being aggro.
Careful,
You get murked because your McCree is on the flank as well.
there's a Reaper.
Oh shit.
There's a huge purple
The
though.
Ryan's dead.
I killed the Moira.
Okay,
We're
I'm
ready,
gonna
we're ready.
get
You guys
on
can
the
go,
point so
you
they
can
can't take it.
You can do this.
Okay, yeah, we got
Ryan's
this.
dead. Ryan's dead.
Peek out, peek out.
dead.
Oh shit. Reaper, Reaper, take out that Reaper.
Okay,
Good kill.
good.
Get that brig.
Running back.
Good calls. Right.
Brig down.
So the sign of good comms, or one of the signs of good comms, is that you can tell what's going on just by sound and kill feed, right? So I don't know why no one was communicating this well in the first round, but holy crap, you stepped it up, and this is why you win this. I feel like.
Zarya.
And respawn.
Zarya's half. Personal down. Take her out.
There you go. See, like, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful comms, dude. Beautiful comms. That's so clear, crispy, and ideally, you kind of want location thrown in there if you can, depending on who you're up against. But since you're fighting on point right now, it's kind of assumed that that's on point. So really good
Got her.
comms.
On that Ash. They're running.
Okay, good.
On.
Crispy. That was
Missed.
nasty.
Oh, you
I'm
hit.
just pressuring his shield right now. He's being an idiot.
Reaper's
He's
going
got,
right
his
side.
shield's like dead.
Oh,
I need
don't
to
burn,
know
don't burn, don't burn. Don't spook me like that.
I spooked myself.
Right side.
Oh. Yeah, there.
Can I go over here?
Yes, you can't go over there.
No, that's a restricted area, Dom. You're not allowed.
They have a mercy now. Looks like.
Good pokes. Good pokes. Keep it up.
Yeah, they're kind of being scared to take ground right now.
They're swinging left. They're swinging left.
They're going back left.
I got all. I got.
I got all.
block
I'm
it.
gonna go behind.
I'm waiting for their grab.
Pod sleeping.
Ooh, unlucky.
Are
that
you
right?
fucking kidding me? I don't know
Shit,
how we.
that was really nice by the
Watch out
Zarya.
for Shatter.
She came behind to
Where's
help
the
the
purple?
Ash.
Ah, shit.
Huge.
Got their mercy. I'm
Get
down
a break.
though.
Alright, you're down 2 tanks.
Yes,
You're
yes,
down,
We're
we're
done for it.
but really,
Reset. Reset.
I should have ulted.
so, ooh, your soldier shouldn't have ulted.
Reset.
Alright. So, if this guy hadn't ulted, you'd have been sitting very good, because they used Bob. That was it, really, wasn't it, actually? I think that was it. Well, still, having 4 ults for their 5 is not bad.
Reset.
I should have ulted sooner. Sorry.
You got a good 60% out of that. If you take and do that one more time, you win. So,
Well, we got 60% on them. And we have 3 ults.
Left here.
But I don't think they've.
Okay.
What have they used so far?
I have an idea. They have a Rhine, yeah? If you
Yeah.
ult, if you do the Diva ult, and then they're relying on the Rhine shields, the McCree ult into his back. Is that a combo?
I can
No
also
pressure
just charge
shield.
him.
so it's a good idea. It's just where you do it from that becomes the issue. So throwing out a Diva Bomb to just, like, force them to corral, and then high nooning from a different place is good. The issue is with this point, there's so many hidey holes for them to avoid both. So ideally, if you were going to do this, you would have the McCree up here, right? The Diva Bomb here, and ideally try to land it on this, but that requires a lot of practice in custom games, just launching Diva Bombs and getting it to where it lands on the drum, because then they hide from the drum, but where they're hiding from the drum is where your McCree sees, and then if you want to be really mean, you charge the Rhine as he's trying to shield the bomb, and then guaranteed, not guaranteed wipe, but an effective play. Ooh, not what I wanted to do, that one.
He's holding his shield up.
I'm pressuring his shield. It's almost down.
We're all on.
The other thing is they don't have any long-range stuns, really, so a good strat to do to start this off would be to just shield your McCree, let him high noon for as long as possible, and try to just
Fire shit.
I don't
melt
quite
that
have it
Rhine
yet.
shield.
Reaper on the
I
right.
have
right,
mine.
Reaper right.
He's Discord.
Unlucky.
He's escaped.
Okay, now I do.
Alright, good to go.
I'm gonna pressure his shield for ult here. His shield's about to crack.
Right, Zarya low, Zarya 1, down. Okay, we're good to go.
I
No
Not
grab.
really too bad, though.
There you go.
Oh, they rezzed her, shit.
Sorry, I woke him up.
Okay, no, we need
I'm
to back
reloading,
out.
I'm
We need to
reloading.
back out or we need to die. I don't think that we can make this.
He's
Oh,
down.
Coming.
shit.
Nice.
Alright.
Reaper's dead. Okay. Is that
Alright,
Zarya?
good trance.
Do we
Are
win
we
this?
dying? Are we dying? I don't
Swing,
know.
swing,
No,
swing,
we're
swing.
fighting.
XD,
Hit him.
if that he
Okay.
didn't actually pin you, you should win this. He's discorded. Huge!
Get that
Beat the
Mercy.
crap out of the Mercy.
Nice
Nice.
shot.
I don't know why the quality's dropped
Give
so
him the
low.
old turnaround.
Alright, it's the Bob.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Getting rid
Block
of him,
that.
I'm getting rid of him.
Great spot.
I killed Ash.
Nice. Good reposition. Good shielding. Just let him.
The Rhine was going left? I mean, not Rhine, Reaper.
Yes, you missed
They have the same first letter in their name. They're basically
I
the
top
same
up?
hero. Oh, you do. That's me.
They're coming.
Fuck, I
Ryan
just
used
said.
his ult.
No, not that I know of.
Alright, it's nice. Nice.
Okay.
Go for a flank.
Oh,
it.
he went for
my
me.
God.
Oh fuck!
Did you not
Ah.
block that? How did that not count as a block?
Okay.
Go for a flank.
Oh, he-
Unlucky. Good read. You definitely knew it was coming, and you definitely did your best to block. That was just good play on his part.
he went
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
Oh fuck!
That's fine though.
Wow.
They popped. Oof. The better thing would have been to just die, honestly. The reason I say that, they'd already won that with Shatter, and then they popped Death Blossom, and then the Mercy Valked as well. So it's like they just lost 3 ults to win what they'd already won.
Well, good news. They use very many ults.
Yep, and now they just used
Yeah.
Rally.
We'll need to come back very quick and use like our ults. 20 seconds. That's enough time to
Oh,
walk in
shield
there.
is at 34.
Why- Zarya's very forward. She's trying to chase me. Ugh.
Alrighty.
Running.
Reaper's close, I think.
I think it's Zarya.
Yeah. Eight-second scan point. Zarya Discord. Personal.
Big
I
pin.
got Brick out.
Reaper.
Unlucky. Unlucky. That shouldn't have pinned you, but
Oh.
good save. Holy crap.
Point.
Huge! You're so ballsy,
Just
dude.
get, kill this brick.
You're so
Is that it?
ballsy.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it for now. Yeah.
Okay, get ready to hard engage on them when they come in.
They got a chaser and ball now.
Tracer.
Tracer, left side.
Huge boob
Oh, I
from
can
your
body
deal.
block
Oh,
her.
unlucky that the tracer touched.
It's okay, they're 2 down now.
Yeah, now they're gonna trickle in.
Yeah, they're just walking in. Oh, there goes.
Nice job.
Alrighty, dude. So honestly, big improvement. I would say your comms have gone up a lot more, and because of that, you're playing a lot better, right? There's still improvements that can be made as a team, for sure. And there's improvements that can be made as a player. But This is actually leaps and bounds above what I saw the first time. So really nice job. Really, really good comms. They can still be tidied up, right? And positioning as a team and your team rotations can definitely do with some tidying up. But far and away, I mean, if you just watch the first round and then you just watch the last 2 rounds, you wouldn't necessarily think they're the same team. So really good job. Absolutely fun to watch. Such a quick change too. So if I was to give improvements, like if I was to be coaching you guys, right? What I would want to do would be like map walkthroughs. And what I mean by that is not that like we go around the map and I say this is a mini health pack, and if you come over here this is a mega health pack. But having set hold locations, and set rotations, maybe even set comps, right? Because how you play Busan is very different from how you play Numbani, for example. And so what you want to do is kind of look at the map from above and be like, okay, if we're pushing the point, right, and we are pushing from, this is going to be a really quick and rough drawing of Numbani. There we go. Right? So you have the streets that lead to the point, you have the upper, you have the stairs. So how are you going to push this? What healers are you going to run? You can choose to just come up main and fight point. Right? Let me change colors to make this a little bit easier. You can choose to go up and around and spam from up here. You can choose to go under and out, or maybe even under and through, take their high ground, force them off of it. Or you could run dive and stage yourselves up top before then going and diving whatever is up top. Or you could run dive and go backside, come through, and then use your dive, right? And what you choose to do also depends on what comp they're running, what comp you guys are running, what you feel comfortable playing. But I think having this for both offense and defense is very important because it makes sure that everyone is on the same page. So let's say for defense, right? You set up with your Anna here, your Lucio Zarya Rhine up here, your McCree next to your Anna to keep her safe, and maybe a Junkrat here or here to kind of spam them if they come up top. If they come main, then you drop down and you fight here while the rest of your team supports from up top. Your McCree and Anna rotate so they're a little bit safer. But these are things you kind of have to work out just in your, I wouldn't necessarily say free time, but just going through each of the maps and trying to work out what comps you guys want to run over sort of what comps are meta, quote unquote. Because running GOATs 24/7 can work, and you guys could become a good GOATs team. But at the same time, if none of you enjoy that and you're only doing this for fun, then you're going to kind of become less and less keen to it, and less involved, less willing to improve. So I think what you guys are doing so far has been absolutely great. Really, really nice to see some good improvement so quickly too. That's mainly what I'm impressed with, because it can take some teams a very long while to improve, which is why, like I said, normally at the beginning I expect like 2 weeks to a month before you really see huge noticeable improvement. And don't let this get to your head, because there's still issues with scattering in team fights and a lack of focus. But whoever started shouting out, people are low, they use their bubble, whatever, really good props to them for kind of taking charge and making sure that your whole team gets on the same page, because that really does a good job. So really fun to watch. Thank you for submitting an update, and let me know if you need any more help. Take care.